Hello.
Hello.
So here we are, Walkie-Talkie, and we are actually officially not supposed to be working for two reasons. One, it's a Saturday, and two, we're actually on holiday.
We are, although it's coming to the end.
Yeah, last day.
So we thought we might talk about a challenge for a lot of people these days is having breaks, and yet the amount of work and the immediacy of the access points, email, Facebook, all the social that people have. And do they work? Should they work? Should they feel comfortable, guilty, stressed? Is what we're going. So where are you working on holiday, Catherine?
It's a real challenge actually, this, I think, because if you said what's my advice to other people, I'd be like, you're on holiday, you shouldn't have to work, don't work, it shouldn't be expected of you. And yet I expect it of us, not of anyone else in our team, but we run a small company, and it needs us to be involved, whether we're at work, on holiday or not. So we do work. We've worked all week on holiday.
So therein lies a challenge, isn't it? Because back in my management days, and as giving advice to managers today, say you set the tone, you set the pace. So if you have a team and you say, well, you guys don't work on holiday, but we're going to be, it gives a dual message, doesn't it?
It does.
And puts people in a difficult position. So I think there's something between maybe people who are employed, they're only employed to do so many hours. If they want to do more, that's of their choosing. But when they are on holiday, from a health, wealth, work-life balance point of view, should they not absolutely, without guilt or fear or reprisal, have their time off on holiday? And I think they should.
I was speaking to somebody recently, and he always did take his phone and do maybe an hour of emails every day on holiday. He works for a big company, and he decided, I think under duress from his wife, to actually leave his work phone at home, so he couldn't access his emails on holiday. And he said the first couple of days were awful, because it's that whole dopamine hit as well, isn't it, of getting that, I've got another email, and feeling important. He said, but once he got over that, actually it was lovely, and he realised that the world would go on, whether that business would continue.
Yeah.
None of us are, well, apart from me, none of us are irreplaceable.
There's another side to that, though, that I've seen also, is where bosses say, right, I'll only be on from 1 till 2 in the afternoons, and the whole team are waiting for the replies from the bosses.
Yeah.
And it's still predicated on the boss doing work, not the boss. We're talking about bosses at the moment, but it shouldn't be predicated on the boss. It should be predicated on the boss leaves the team able to do the jobs that they need to do while the boss, he or she, is away.
Wasn't there that, I don't know who said it, but that adage of the sign of a great leader is the people say we did it ourselves?
Yeah, there's loads of quotes like that. And, sometimes you should lead from behind, not from the front. But there's loads of quotes to suit any situation, isn't there?
Push rather than pull, is that?
Something like that. But so if I was an employee today and I was going on holiday, I wouldn't expect to work. In truth, I would think to myself, well, you're not paying me. Now, if I had a job, I couldn't help but be involved in it. It was a choice of mine. Because another thing for me is, does it stress you? Some people love their work and it doesn't stress them. Some people get stressed by being away from it, the example you gave. And I hear a lot of people say on holiday, it takes me 2 or 3 days to wind down, to relax. And I think, well, that's just a state of mind.
It's also a waste of 3 days.
Oh, bloody right it is. I just think, well, why don't you if you choose to relax after 3 days, surely you can choose to relax after 1 hour.
Yeah. We generally slide into the airport on our knees, but then it's that first glass of wine in the airport or whatever. It's like
at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's like, right, we're on holiday now.
I think you make a choice, and but again, you've got this challenge for us. Work and life overrun. They overlap, and they're never going to be segregated, because it just can't happen in the situation we have. Now, some people might listen to this and go, what, you can't separate out work from life? You know, and I know very specific people who think work is such a bad thing. It's something they have to go and do under duress to get the money to run the rest of their lives. And I think that's a really terribly sad situation to be in. I would never want to think I've got to go to work to earn the money to have a happy life outside of those 8 hours. 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, or whatever the terms are.
I know there are some people that do find themselves in a position where it is that. Maybe temporarily, that must be really tough.
Yeah, but imagine a lifetime of it. Imagine a whole career.
What, 11 years the average person spends physically at work. Imagine spending 11 years doing something you hate.
But it's the going towards it hating it and leaving it hating it. Yeah, and then all the hours of being there hating it. It's just...
But like you just said, like, people might say about us, you know, like how pathetic, you can't separate work life, blah blah blah. But if you listen to Adam Grant and his podcast, which I highly recommend, Work Life, he talks about there being two different types of people in terms of our mindset towards work. So there are those people that compartmentalise, so work is work and non-work is non-work. And so for them, the idea of working on holiday would feel like a bad thing, and I totally get that, and I admire it as well. And there are other people that it's all fluid. We sort of like hashtag always on, and that's what we are. And that might be a sign of when you're more of a, you know, running your own business or whatever. Actually, saying that, I do know people that run their own business and work specific hours, and I admire that again. It's just, let's try not to judge others, I suppose, is what I'm saying, because we all have our own view. And we've worked this week, but I've been very happy working.
It's made the week go very quickly.
If only Apple would bloody design a screen that you can see in the full sun.
Your iPad.
Then, oh my God, I would be the happiest chicken
there
on
are
earth.
other tablets available, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's a.
Because I have to get it,
challenge.
either put it in a box,
Yeah,
or cover it in cushions and stuff, just so I can see what I'm doing.
But this week, in truth, anyone who would argue with me that I was doing the wrong thing, I would say, well, say a client comes along and they just want to sign off with, you know, a couple of pieces of detail, and they need to get signed off because they've got an urgency and they've got a board meeting, they don't want to I'm sorry, I'm on holiday. I don't deal with clients while I'm on holiday. And you risk your future income based on that. Now, some people might say, well, if you can't set yourself up for success properly, fine, but still, life happens, stuff happens, shit happens. You have to respond. And if from my perspective, it's a joy to work and to do good things and to build business. And
yeah, especially when we're moving the business forward, we're helping clients move their stuff forward. That's fun.
So if I can combine work and holiday, not that I want to work 18 hours a day on holiday, that would be a bit pointless, but you know, I certainly don't mind putting a shift in each day in order to move ourselves forward, but have the pleasure of being away from our normal environment.
So here's a challenge for us. Next time we come on holiday, we know we're coming with family. So now how do we, for us to be spending 2-3
Well, I dislike family more than I dislike work.
having to spend... Well, that's going to be challenging, because what we don't want to do is neglect time with family. So we might have to find a way to...
Well, I think we're going to put a bit of discipline in and get up an hour earlier, do our business, so to speak, and in so many ways.
Do our morning business.
And just do a couple of hours on the roof, and then when people start to stir and the kids start to running around, that's fine, then we'll get involved. But it doesn't mean you can't be checking emails or just dipping out for half an hour here and there. Yeah. What you mustn't do, though, is be on the phone all day, every day, checking emails and not being present. You know, you need to be present with people.
So what's our conclusions? I suppose it's each to their own.
Very much so.
But don't work on holiday if you're doing it just because it's expected.
And don't do it because of machismo. Just think everyone else around me on the beds around the pool, so to speak, in a typical environment on a sunny holiday somewhere, that everyone else is doing phone all the day. Really You've got to be the same. You've got to be stressed on edge, and I've got to have another drink because, you know, and all that. No. If you're quite content, you've done your job, you've tied up your loose ends, and you're wanting to have your relaxing time, brilliant, bloody do it.
But also be mindful of what expectations you might be setting for your own colleagues if you're on or available at work. Yep. So I think there's no perfect answer, is there? But a reminder for us, certainly, if it's not fun, we're not doing it. So we're certainly
And don't get sucked into doing what other people do just because you think it's...
Yeah.
Right,
You
so
tell them.
have your holidays.
Yeah, happy
And
holidays.
do the things you like on your holidays.
Yay. Should we go get a gin? I was a bit early. Right, see you later.
Bye for now.
Bye.